Today we're going to be learning how to multiply. So for example, when you have 2x minus 3, whatever this means is whatever you have inside, you have to multiply it twice. So copy paste twice. So in this case, you do 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. In this case, you apply the FOIL method, which means first, outer, inner, and last. Now, in this case, the first is this guy, it's going to multiply this one. So 2x times 2x becomes 4x squared. Now the outer, right? Negative 3 times 2, negative 6x. And then you do the inner, the whole thing, including the negative. Negative 3 times 2, negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 3, positive 9. Now, notice you could add these two together. Negative 6 and negative 6 become negative 12. So your answer is 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. That's your final answer. What's your question? What? What I just did? Okay, let's start with a much simpler example then. If I were to have x plus 3 squared. If I were to have this, what it means is x plus 3 and x plus 3. This here, you're going to do a couple of things. This method, we're calling it FOIL. First, this is first. This is outer. This is inner. And this is last. So let's do first. X times x.
x2.
X squared, right? X times 3.
3x.
3x. So we did first, we did outer, now we're doing inner. 3 times x,
3x.
3x. And then 3 times 3
9.
is 9. So what happens here?
So 3x.
X squared, 3 plus 3,
9.
6.
I mean 6.
This becomes 6x, and this becomes 9. So the process of when you're doing this, something that looks like this, you copy paste whatever's inside twice. Copy paste, copy paste. Then you apply the FOIL method. And you add combined like terms, and you have your answer. So this is your answer like this.
Is the x square, can it be added to the 6x?
No, it cannot. Because
6x to the third?
here?
Uh-huh.
No. No, you can't do that. There's a couple of rules that, this is a very good lesson. Alright, so when you have x times x squared, only when you multiply with the same basis
Okay.
is when you add the exponents. So this means there's a 1 here. 1 plus 2 is 3, right? That's the only time that you can add exponents. Here, notice that when you're adding a couple of things, x squared plus x, you cannot add because they have to have the same base and the same exponent in order for you to add. So this remains x squared plus x. Here, if I were to have 2x squared plus x squared, notice I have the same base, I have the same exponent, and now I can add the coefficients, which are the number in front of the letter. So 2 plus 1 becomes 3. 3x squared. Notice that I only added the coefficients and left the letter and the exponent the same.
You don't add the two exponents?
No,
Oh,
you only do it in multiplication.
okay.
Yes, this works the same way in subtraction as well. So if I were to have 4x cubed minus 2x cubed, same base, same exponent, I subtract 4 minus 2, that becomes 2x cubed. Okay, so that's a good example of
So the exponent doesn't apply to the three, the x and the three,
So here,
in the parentheses, yeah.
I'm sorry, here,
Yeah, up top,
here,
yeah.
yeah. The thing is, you could do it with a formula, but I would rather you guys, apply it like this. Because in the formula you'll be able to use, it will be x squared, right? Plus two times this and this. And then the second squared. So this formula says three x squared plus six x plus nine.
Yeah, it's easier that way.
With the formula,
The one that you did first.
or the FOIL method?
Yeah.
Yeah, the formula is
Longer way.
x squared plus two AB plus B squared, right? So, this is it. That's the formula if you wanna memorize it, but if you forget formulas, at the very least, you can remember the FOIL method. Okay, so we have that. So let's go on and do something little bit more challenging one. So 3x minus 1 squared. So again, copy paste, right? 3x minus 1, 3x minus 1. What's the first? This times this. That becomes 3 times 3 is 9, 9x squared. 3 times this minus 3x. Now the inner, right? The inner, you have to take the negative with it. This becomes minus 3x, and negative 1 times negative 1, positive 1. And what happens here? 9x squared, combine these like terms, 3 and 3 becomes 6, x plus 1, and you're done. Still too challenging? We could make it, this is more challenging, but we can still do it. So, maybe for an introduction. So again, copy paste, 6x minus 11, 6x minus 11, 1. What's the first? This and this, that's the first. 6 times 6?
36.
36, x squared. The outer, 6 times 11, negative 66,
XY.
xy, excellent. XY. Now you're doing the first, outer, inner, right? Inner. Negative 11 times 6,
66.
negative 66, xy, right? xy. And the negative 11 times negative 11, positive 121, y times y is y squared. So this is a little longer, but still be done.
Isn't that 111Y? Not 121Y?
11 times 11,
Yeah.
121.
Is it? Okay.
Okay, so 66 and 66, 6 and 6 is 12, 12, 13, 132, negative xy plus 121 y squared. Okay, so that covers that portion. So, any questions, any of this? Yes?
When you multiply the first one by the second and you put minus 66 is y, and then you multiply now the second by the first one, you won't put yx, you keep keeping,
Well, you could put yx, and at the end it's the same thing. Like, for example, when you have 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2, right?
Oh.
At the end, the product is going to be the same thing. So whether you put xy here or yx,
this is,
again, it's the same thing. So you still combine them. I just put it like this so it's easier to, but it's the same. Okay, so we'll do this one and then we'll jump to the difference of squares. This one, copy paste, right? 10x plus 9y, 10x plus 9y. First, this one comes out, right? That becomes 100 x squared. This one comes that one, becomes 10 times 9,
90.
90 xy.
XY.
And then this one times this one, 90 xy. And then this one times this one,
81y.
81 y squared, right? Because y times y, y
Mhm.
squared. Okay, now 90 plus 90, 180 xy plus 81 y squared, and you have 100 x squared. Therefore, you have an answer. That is important for you to be able to do a couple of things, because in the next lesson, I'll be teaching factorization, which means from this, you move to this. Now we're multiplying. Multiplying meaning multiplying to get to this. Factorization means unmultiplying. So for example, what are the factors of 6? The word factor means unmultiplied, so 2 times 3, or 1 times 6. So what we're doing in the next section would be unmultiplying this, and I'll teach you a method, or several methods for you to do this easier. Let's move on to the difference of squares, and then we'll call it